So with Tom, it's been a bit more problematic and difficult to deal with that back, but he's slowly getting better, and we think he's turned the corner. Some more positive signs this week, but we think it's going to be a slower build than we originally anticipated, and it's probably another 1 to 2 weeks before Tom will be back to play, but it's getting more positive by the day. Jack Darling's tracking well. Yeah, he did some on-ground running for the first time yesterday, and we got some good outcomes from that. He's healing well. He's now part running and part gym, and we expect that there'll be a return to play in probably 3, possibly 4 weeks. Mally's turned the corner as well. He's tracking quite well. He's been doing some more work in the gym and some Alter G running with less and less restriction. We're thinking quite positively that'll be probably around about 4 weeks to return to play now as we graduate his build upwards. Yeah, so Josh, with that hairline fracture in the fibula bone, I think the top of the fibula, we were probably hoping last week that as it settled, he'd be available to play. It was more restrictive than we anticipated, and I think we made a good call. He's now graduating his program within limits of his pain levels, and we expect some really good outcomes over the next few weeks, and hopefully he's available in the next 2, possibly 3 weeks. Yeah, Mark's had some troubles over the years with his wrist. He injured it, I think it was the second quarter, or it might have even been the first quarter on the weekend, and managed to play out the game. Because we've had previous problems with that wrist, we've had it looked at by the previous surgeon. We're just going through that process at the moment. The early signs on scan are really good, and he trained really well. There were some good signs yesterday with his movement. And he seemed fairly uninhibited, but we're just going through a check-up phase with it all to make sure we get everything right. So he'll be a test later in the week, more pending how what we get from the surgeon, and also how he pulls up with some more main training later in the week. Yeah, Big Eric hasn't pulled up as well as we had hoped, so it is disappointing. We're working through exactly what the issues are with his feet, and we've sought a second opinion from a surgeon given the setbacks, and we'll make a decision with Eric in terms of return to play over the next week or so once we digest all of the information and make the right call. But at this stage we can't predict when he's going to be able to return to play, but we'll take a conservative approach to make sure we get that right.